Hang on. What's up? Oh shit, it's falling. Just out here in Bondi. Hang on. Sorry for the rubbish quality. I'm just out here in Bondi right now as the sun's going down. 1 second. Oh. What's up? Just setting up in Bondi. Just got here. I've spent the last 9 hours in my car, so I think this is probably one of the dumbest decisions I've ever made. Hey, what's up? If you're joining right now, I've just spent the past 9 hours in my car for an upcoming video, and yeah, I don't know why I decided to do this, although I did see Stradman do it, and I thought, you know, if he's doing it, I should probably do it. It's a good idea. And then in doing so, I realized, you know what, this probably isn't the greatest idea, but I'm already, you know, 9 hours in. It's not like I was going to, that's better. It's not like I'm going to cancel it now. Yeah, anyway, if you guys have questions about, you know, some of the upcoming content or anything like that, feel free to let me know. Right now I'm just chilling. I'm waiting for a friend to arrive, actually, who's going to be here in about 10 minutes to bring food. Well, hopefully 10 minutes if he shows up, but we'll see. But today has been so wild. The first time ever I have ever peed in a car. The first time I have ever, you know, spent more than 10 hours in a car. And tonight is going to be the first time I ever sleep in a car. Actually, that's not exactly true. I've slept in a car once before, but I mean properly. Like, I've got all my equipment. I've got all my stuff here today. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a very interesting experience. I wish I could have got the sunset for you guys, because beforehand there was such a beautiful sunset. What I might do right now, actually, is while I've got all this shit set up, I might drive down via Bondi and you guys can check it out, like the last dying, dying hours of the day. Let's go for a little drive. I don't know if this is illegal, but it's definitely interesting. Can't be illegal, surely. Have a bit of light on, it's no problem. Wish I could see your comments. Maybe you guys haven't commented, or you. I think it's just one of you, two of you now. We're just driving down via Bondi to go and check out the last remaining hours of the day. I've just spent the last not 24, shit, that's a lie. The last 8 hours. Hey, what's up? What's your name? I can't even see your name, sorry dude. But I've spent the last 7 hours in this car, and I'm getting pretty over it. Right now I'm in Bondi. I'm just about to drive down the promenade one last time, but this is a little bit ridiculous now. This video will probably come out in about 2 weeks time, and wait until you guys see the kind of stuff that I've done in this video. It is completely wild. By the way, if you have any questions that you want to ask me, feel free, ask away. I've got all the time in the world. I mean, trust me, it's not like I'm going to be anywhere in the next fucking 14 odd hours. How was your day? My day was very interesting. Like I said, been in this car for like the last 7 hours. This is a bit crazy. What time is it? It's currently 7 p.m. So make that 9 hours, because I started this crazy, ridiculous idea at about 10 a.m. today. 10 a.m. this morning, I was like, you know what? If Stradman can do it, I can do it. And I'm gonna spend 24 hours in my car, and this is just so stupid. I mean, I've peed in the car for the first time. This will be the second time, maybe third time I've ever slept in the car. It's weird. If glad you guys could join. This is the first live stream I've ever done, in fact. I might put the windows up, maybe you can hear me better. But this is the very first Andy Ross live stream. Get your tickets because this is a momentous occasion. I plan on doing a lot more live streams and a lot more things like this in the future. The food and all that. Have I got the food? Yes, I have food. Now, one thing that I kind of just thought about going into this is the less food that I eat, the less I'm gonna need to use the bathroom, the less water that I drink, the less I'm gonna, again, need the bathroom. So if I can keep my food intake and my water intake to a minimum or to kind of just what's necessary, then I'll be better off if I just eat a lot and drink a lot. So I've tried to minimize that as much as possible. Right now we're kind of driving through the promenade of Bondi through the last final hours of, well, I was gonna say light, but it's not even light anymore. I'm actually gonna take you down the main beach as well. So, by the way, hello. So now I'm just gonna drive around for a little bit, yes. I've spent most of the day up at Palm Beach today, which is actually really beautiful. And I've spent a lot of the day in Kooringa National Park, which is also really nice. So right now I'm gonna drive for a bit. Am I gonna keep the car stock or am I gonna modify it? I think I'm gonna keep it stock for a bit, but eventually I'm probably gonna get bored and we'll probably end up modifying it. I'm thinking either two ways. I can either go for a really clean street look. So with that, I mean, nice wheels, kind of period correct wheels. I'm not gonna mess with the suspension because it rides nicely, but a tune might be in order, some exhaust for sure. So I'm either gonna go for like a clean street look and might wrap it black or something like that. Or the other kind of vibe that I'm going for, might be like an off-road vibe. I might, lift the car, put big, ridiculous off-road tires on it, completely, just jack it up 4 or so inches. I think that could be a pretty fun way to do with this car, but I don't know yet. I definitely can tell you right now, and since there's 6 of you guys live, I can say to you that I've got a lot of stuff planned for this car. I'm actually going to be taking it down to the snow later this year. I'm also going to be taking it off-roading. So we've got off-roading, we've got the snow, we're going to be modifying it. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming with this car. It's very exciting, and you 6 that are on right now are the only 6 people who even know that this exists. I might make this available live, as in just generally, but we have to see. This is interesting. I've never really done a live. Actually, while I got you, check this out. So this is like the beach, the main beach here at Bondi. I'm gonna park up for a sec. I forgot I could just do this. All right, so right now, you can see the kind of sunset behind me. Hold up. Good old Fred. So if I take the ring, we have the last kind of dying hours of Bondi Beach. It's kind of pretty. It's nice. Did you say you're gonna make it your wallpaper? That's a bit interesting. I don't know if it's wallpaper worthy, but it is definitely pretty out. It's definitely a pretty night. The thing is with Bondi, I am so desperate. One sec, I'm gonna change the camera. Thing is with Bondi, I'm literally parked up at the beach right now, and there is nothing more I want to do than get out and actually go for a swim. The water here right now is so warm, and I'm locked in this car, and I'm just like, dude, I need to get out because this is just crazy. Oh, I'm going insane. I'm gonna show you the kind of other shit that I have in this car. Turn the lights off before I fucking run out of battery. Haven't run out of power yet. That's kind of a good thing. But back here, I've got all of my sleeping stuff. So I've got the blazer I was wearing this morning, pillows, blankets. Down here, I've got kind of like all the camera equipment. So toothbrush, protein bars. Yes, protein bars. What's that shit called? Selfie stick, tripods, kind of just bits and pieces everywhere. Yeah, so today has been an eventful day. I still haven't actually left the car, so maybe later I might jump on the bonnet, make a swimming stream. I would so do that. The only thing is, I can't leave the car, so I'm stuck here. But I will do something. I might do like a holiday vlog. That could be interesting, actually. Yes. Something else I was going to show you. Oh, yeah. While I have you people on live, there's something quite interesting that I could show you. I installed this the other day. I have a video coming out soon on how to do it, but I installed LED lights. Love the Ferrari 812 Superfast, but don't know why it's so underrated. I love it too, and the reason I think it is so underrated is because the 812 Superfast, that would have been nice. Yes, sorry. The 812 Superfast, it's not Ferrari's big hit selling car. So Ferrari has always got a car that is sold in volume. So right now it's their Roma, it's their Portofino, and it's kind of their 480. Well, the 488's gone out, but it's the F8. That's like their big hit car that sells in high quantities and stuff like that. The 812 is their halo car, so to speak. That and the Monza, they're their halo cars. And so it's not really purchased all that often, especially just because V12s aren't as favorable right now as V8 turbos, which for some reason is just insane. Because to me, and I'm sure most of you car people watching, there's nothing like a Ferrari V12. It is just so incredible. That's right. And these V8s, they're great and they're more reliable and they're fuel efficient, and that's kind of why they sell more. But the V12, there's nothing. Can't replace the V12. Come on, it's going to be a sad day when all the V12s die. Now, anyway, back to what I was showing you. It involves this little brick and something I've installed in the car. Now, like I said before, I have a video coming out with this soon. I'll take you off one last time. I promise to stop fucking around with the light. It's a bit messy, but underneath here, move the keys. Underneath this cigarette slot right here, I've installed a little USB. Now that USB plugs into a battery bank. Yeah, I think you can see where this is going. Oh shit, I can't even do it. Fuck, 1 second. All right, that USB plugs into a little battery bank, tucks away in there, cigarette tray back in, and using that handy dandy remote, I see Doritos. How many cars do I own? I currently have 2 cars right now. We can turn some lights on, and I can turn this overhead light off for 1 second. Check that out. So I've installed lights down here, which is just, I think is super cool, and it kind of adds a new element to this car. Yeah. V12 dying is when a great era of cars will end too. That is the truest thing I've ever heard. When V12s die, it'll be a very sad day. We better buy them up quick. But I have a theory where it's like, people used to use horses for everything, right? They used to use horses as fire trucks. They used to use horses for kind of pretty much everything. I have a feeling now it's going to be like horse riding is just a hobby now. So in the future, instead of using cars to just get to work, I feel like people are going to own cars just for the enjoyment. Those lights look nice. Thank you. I've got a video actually about that soon. So if you're curious as to how I installed those, yeah, they're 100% removable as well. There's no glue, there's no screwing, there's no wiring. It's all battery, as you just saw. So, yeah, there's a video on that. But I was saying, it's like, I think with horse riding and how it's a hobby now, it's going to be the same for cars. So instead of actually, using your car to get to work, I think people use electric cars or teleport or whatever they decide to invent. And cars will be like a weekend pleasure, like how you go and you just ride a horse for fun. People who love cars are going to be able to just go out and drive them for the hell of it, for the fun. Yeah, anyway, if you guys are watching and you own cars, let me know. Comment what car you have. Currently, I've got Fred the Jag, and I've got a daily drivable Corolla, which I picked up just the other day, because this thing, truthfully, is so bad on fuel. It absolutely sucks. So I bought a car, just a 2003 Corolla, nothing special, just to get around so that I'm not just burning money while I'm not filming. So this car is actually kind of just a film car, really. I only use it to film, but I love it. And I love these LEDs right now. I'm so vibing these. Yes, the Doritos look better in light, I agree. So it kind of just reflects off the metal as well, which is super cool. So you got blue, reds, got all sorts of stuff. We even have like a weird strobe effect. Not that I think you should ever pick that, but it's there and I think it's cool. So, tonight is going to be interesting. I will say tonight is going to be very interesting because I'm going to be sleeping in this car. Now, I know you can't smell because there's no such thing as smell-o-vision or smell through live or any of this crap. So in here, it smells, honest to God, like a leather jacket and petrol. It just smells like fuel. I appreciate that, man. My channel is underrated and you like the quality. Dude, that's so awesome to hear. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. This live is probably a little bit shitty. It's my first ever live, but I'm glad you could make it and I appreciate you being here. What do I think about electric cars? Well, I think, look, electric cars are great. I think that they're incredible because they're so advanced and fast and stuff, but there will always be a place in my heart for petrol cars. And it's not an environmental thing. It's a purely just a, how do I describe it? People enjoy doing things because it gives them great pleasure. When I drive or when I'm in and around cars, I truly love it. The sound that they make, the way they feel when you're driving them, the way, you know, you get that hydraulic steering even. Now it's all electric. You get that just feedback through. And this is something that electric cars just don't have. So that's why I like electric cars, but I think petrol cars are just, you know, not better, but in my opinion, I would prefer to drive them. I do think that electric cars have a great place, you know, in society. Yes. Anyway, I know that there's 6 or 7 of you guys on right now. If you just joined, I'm in my car live streaming. Yes, this is live. I'm at Bondi Beach and I'm in here for another many hours. I've been in here for 9 hours and I've got until tomorrow at 10 a.m. Electric is nice, but hearing a Mustang V8 or a Lamborghini V12 will always be the best feeling in the world. 100%. There is something about that noise that is just unmatched. You know, you can go 200 k's an hour in a Tesla, in an electric car. It's not the same as if you were to, you know, do 60 even in a petrol car, because you got that feeling, you got that feedback, and it's unmatched. I don't think petrol cars are going to die. I just think they're going to become rare, and the collectible ones are going to live on. What is the top speed on my whip? Good question. I haven't tested it. The fastest I've ever been in Fred is, I think I did 130, but this car is only a 3-speed automatic, so it's only a 3-speed automatic, so it's quite shaky at high speeds, we'll say. As soon as you get up to about 120 k's an hour, this car really starts to vibrate and feel sketchy, and I'm not game enough to take it above that, although I think I should make a video on that. I'm actually going to write that down right after this live stream. Shout out to, I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, but I will be testing the top speed of this car very soon. That sounds like a great idea. I think that, I don't know, I think it might do 160 tops and then kind of just conk out there, but it gets very shaky. The wheel, as I've mentioned in previous videos, is not straight at all. It kind of is just at like 45 degrees. The alignment, I've been told, is fine. I've had it tested. I'm not about to go fix this car, and I'm at a point now with this car where it's just like, if it breaks and I don't need it, I'm not going to be fixing it. I'll be waiting for that. Yeah, that's going to be a good video. I've got a lot of stuff in between now, and in fact, since you guys are watching and you are live, why don't you tune your car on? See, I can do that, but there's one thing that I need in order to be able to, you know, tune up my car and do all that kind of stuff, and that is money. So I spent last year saving up so that I could do YouTube this year. The first 30 videos on this channel, 32 videos, were me behind a desk, kind of just doing like a, what's it called? Kind of just doing like a news type thing, like a commentary, talking about car collections and things like that. And now I want to move into the vlog space, but vlogging costs more money than just sitting at a desk. So I've already spent a lot of money on this car. I've spent money on my second car, which is just my daily driver. I'm living at home. I moved back home. I moved out when I was 18. Great Ferrari video. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That video is actually the last video I'm going to be doing behind a desk for a while. So from now on, I've got actually for the next 2 weeks or so, I've got, what do I think about the Skoda Octavia 3? Well, just quick, for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be just creating a vlog every 3 days. So I've got a bunch of videos already edited and backed up and ready to go. And every 3 days, I'm just going to be releasing them. So there's plenty of vlog content to come, make your content more diverse. Absolutely. Will I be live for 24 hours? No, that would be insane. I've actually been keeping time on this watch right here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's probably crap. But I've been keeping my time on this watch right here, and I've recorded everything. So don't worry, you won't miss anything. But for me to go live for 24 hours, A, I would just get bored of talking, and B, you guys would just get bored of watching me kind of just lie back there. Anyway, to answer my friend's question, what do I think of the Skoda Octavia VRS? I think Skoda is quite an interesting car brand because the people who drive it, they're funny characters. I'm just going to be polite and say they're funny characters. But the idea of a Skoda is quite nice because it means that you can get a Volkswagen product, usually for cheaper, especially on the second-hand market. And the VRS is a nice little sporty option. Would I go for it? Personally, no. I respect your decision, but I'd probably go for a Volkswagen, or in this case, a 1982 Jag, because that apparently was a great idea in my mind. I haven't had any breakdowns as of yet, but this thing isn't exactly reliable. And let me tell you, I've had mornings where I've come out to it, and this video actually is coming out. I've got a new video coming out tomorrow morning. I've come out to the car and there's just been coolant everywhere. I live in Sydney, Australia, and I'm currently parked up at Bondi Beach. People comparing stock versus modified, they're completely different. And this is something that I strongly believe. By modifying a car, you're instantly putting it in another bracket, because stock cars can't compete because they're designed to be reliable for a number of years. When a manufacturer like BMW puts 400 horsepower in a car, they're designing that car to last for bloody 10, 20 years, something like that. And when people modify it, they're just going for max power, but the car will probably die soon. Damn Australia, that explains the scenery in your videos. Yes, the scenery is actually quite nice, I will say. I love it here. Between the Skoda VRS, ooh, I think, depending on your budget, I think if the Skoda is cheaper, then I would probably go the Skoda, just because, you know, you're pretty much getting the same product. It literally is the same, but it's just, if you can get it for cheaper, that's a better option. Otherwise, I would go the Mark 7. Now, I actually had a Mark 7.5 Golf GTI original, so the cheap one. That was a great car, but if I were to pick, I'd go the Golf, unless the Skoda's cheaper. What do I think about Dodge? I think that Dodge are making some pretty awesome cars right now. They're, you know, Hellcats, they're Chargers, Challengers, all of that great stuff. I think that they do need to adapt in some way. And by that, I mean, keep all the awesome V8s, but then start to create cars that, you know, are somewhere in the middle, and update the product line. Dodge has kept the same, especially on the Challenger. That platform was developed by Mercedes back in 2004 or 6 or something completely ancient, and they've just kept building on that ever since. I think it's time to update it. It's sad that SRT doesn't exist anymore. I know, because that was like a nice middle ground, just between, you know, the ridiculous stuff that they're creating and then just kind of the entry levels. I gotta go, be right back later. I might not be here later, but I'll see you. Someone asked me what my daily driver is. It's a 2003 Corolla. I drive that every day because this car is an absolute nightmare. I'll check on this live when I get back. I don't know if I'll be back, because my friend is coming and there will be beer and there will be pizza, and that will be great, because that's the thing I need right now after this day. This has been crazy. I will make this live available. Thanks, bro. Have fun. I will make this live available so that other people may watch it, but it's pretty crap. Like, I'm glad you guys are sticking around. I'm enjoying it. It gives me someone to talk to, but I'm kind of just on Bondi right now, and I will be moving back home, as in to my garage, to sleep, because I will not be sleeping on a beach. That's a bit sketchy. Beer and pizza sounds like a great party. Yes, if you're in Sydney, I would invite you down, but actually, where are you? Comment your location. But beer and pizza would be awesome, and that's what I'm waiting for right now. I'm actually quite hungry. I'm gonna eat some shit that I already have. Yeah, we Gucci. I'm on the other side of the globe. That's unfortunate. Actually, what do you reckon I do? BSC sponsor me. Poland, Christ. That's awesome. What time is it there right now? You're both in Poland? Me too. It's like 11 a.m. It's literally like 7:30 here right now. It's 11:30 in Poland. Whoever commented about the BMW in the morning, whoever commented about that BMW, by the way, so true. That M5, it was awesome, but it just doesn't work. That car is just broken. The rod bearings will just give up on you. And those V10s were truthfully not that good. Also in Poland, Slovenia, if you know where that is. I kind of know where that is. I'm not American, so I'm not completely belligerent, but I sort of know where that is. The capital Warsaw. I definitely know where that is. I know Europe kind of. I've been to Europe one time, and I visited 7 countries. I visited like Paris, Berlin, Germany. Definitely was awesome. My favorite country over there was probably, I gotta say, Italy. I'm half Italian, I'm half American, and when I went over to Italy, it was just so beautiful. All the beaches there, it's a nice spot to be. I did like that. Poland is someplace I would love to visit. Warsaw would be awesome. It's sketchy seeing it become nighttime in Sydney. Yeah, that's crazy because it's like dark here. Oh, that would be interesting to think about. Check this out, by the way. If I take you out, I actually have a bright ass ring light right there. It is literally dark out right now. Crazy. Oh shit, let me put you back. What's my dream car? My dream car right now is, well, my dream car overall is a Ferrari 812 GTS. I absolutely love that car to bits. Sorry, a Koenigsegg Agera RS. My attainable dream car, the car that I hope to own one day, is a Ferrari 812 GTS. Super fast V12 in that, 6.5 liter, just awesome. And you can take the roof off. That to me is just so perfect. That's a fire car, thank you. Someone asked, I think, maybe it was you, but someone asked, have I visited any racetracks in Europe? No, and that is something I would love to do. Last time I was in Europe, I was there for like a school trip. I was there for like a school history trip. And we got to see a lot of sites. We got to see the Berlin Wall. We got to see, I think it's Assisi? I don't know. Visited a lot of places in Italy, visited France. Would have loved to have visited Spain. Spain is someplace I would love to check out. My favorite racetrack, Ferrari 812 GTS, my guy. That's awesome. I'm glad that someone else is down with the 812s. I think that, truthfully, Lamborghinis are a little bit, they're not overrated, but they kind of are at the same time. Lamborghinis are so popular by every single influencer's driving a Lamborghini. Like, if we're honest, not every influencer's got a Lamborghini, but they go for that. Ford GT Heritage Edition, that is awesome. That is a really cool choice. I think that if I were to go for like classic car, Ford GT Heritage is a really good op. I think also maybe that would have been awesome. MotoGP actually is an insane sport. I've watched that maybe a handful of times, and watching those riders just crash off those bikes doing like 250 k's an hour. Insane. Just skirt along the ground. And the fact that they put their knee down in every corner, to me, is just so wild. By the way, I'll show you something interesting. This is what I've been using for food for the whole time. It's literally a box of protein bars like this, because if I eat too much food, I'm gonna have to use the bathroom, and that is something I'm not planning on doing while in this car. Lamborghini's history. I think that, excuse me. Lamborghini has an awesome history. And, excuse me. Lamborghini's got an awesome history, real quick. Their whole, like, image of being the Playboy car and stuff like that, is in a car for Playboys and powerboat races and porn stars, and, like, that kind of image of Lamborghini is so killer. But being that image, it means that you attract that kind of customer. You get a lot of posers, a lot of people looking to modify, a lot of people to ruin them, and a lot of people to crash them. So you've got a lot of influencers driving them. And that's where I think Ferrari is a little bit more like premium, a little bit more driver focused. And that's why they don't want you messing with their cars so much and modifying them like Deadmau5 did with his Ferrari or whatever. So, you know, I think that, I don't even know where I was going with that. Someone asked me who's my favorite Formula One driver. I'm Australian. I'm Aussie. I got to say that Daniel Ricciardo right now is my favorite. Although I do have a lot of respect for Checo. I got a lot. Used to live in Pakistan. Damn. Where were you living now? Are you the guy in Poland? But I think I got a lot of respect for Checo and his move to Red Bull. He had a very tough first race. It was cool to see Daniel Ricciardo do well. I want to see him get more comfortable. And I think this year in Formula One is going to be awesome. It's going to be a real challenge. And it's going to be a mix-up. Hopefully they can knock Mercedes off that perch, because they've been there for too long, man. It's time to switch it up. And maybe that's what will happen next year when the rules all switch up. But because Mercedes has done well so far, they're probably going to do well in future. So that's kind of just how it is. But the interesting thing is, Mercedes entered in, like, what, 2010? They took over an old team. I can't remember what team they took over, but they came in and they just dominated. And it was literally like 2010 when they came in, And ever since then, they've just monstered it. The last awesome kind of F1 series victory, if you will, I was quite young, but it was when Jenson Button was racing for Braun GP. I thought that was the best like underdog story. Those guys coming from like, what? Why is that? I'm curious. Who's my favorite MotoGP rider? I don't know. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know them. But someone just commented, it's the funniest reason for a company, in my opinion. Yeah, facts. Now, someone just commented like, you can't drive Lamborghinis and Ferraris in Pakistan. I wonder why that is. Like, you can own them, but you can't drive them. It's good. Literally my whole food. Also, this is how I've been drinking water, because that is obviously not normal either. I couldn't just drink bunches of a bunch of bottles. I feel like it's a waste. So instead, I got this, and now what I'm going to do is drink from it. AMG GTR. That car is, I'm going to say correctly rated, and I'm going to say correctly rated right now because it's an amazing car. The engineering in that is really cool. It sounds awesome. Drives well, blah, 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 blah. What's up from Holland? See, the thing is with the AMG GTR, it's an awesome car, but like any Mercedes, you buy that car and like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, it's going to instantly depreciate in value, especially when you go to sell it in a few years' time. So if you, I don't know what it's like overseas, but this is what it's like in Australia. If you buy a Ferrari, if you buy a Lamborghini or something like that, it doesn't actually lose that much value in the second-hand market. But if you buy an AMG GTR or something like that, because it's a volume car like all Mercedes are, they make so many of them. How am I? Good, but I've been in this car for, what, 8, almost 9 hours now? I'm kind of going a bit stir-crazy. Yeah. I'm going stir-crazy, dude. I need a drink of water. Excuse me for 1 minute. You might find this entertaining. But it's literally what I've been doing all day. Okay, so my Jag, underrated, overrated. The exterior I can show you, but I can't leave the car. So what I'm gonna do is hang out of the car and show you around, because I'm doing the 24-hour live challenge. But to answer that guy's question, what do I think about this car? Is it overrated, underrated? I think that this Jag is, I want to say, look, it's going to be biased if I say underrated, so I'll say correctly rated, because these things on the second-hand market cost nothing. They are so cheap, and that's for a reason. They are unreliable as all get out. This thing leaks on me. The fuses don't work. Today it's been like sooting black stuff out of the exhaust all day. Very unreliable, very cheap. But I will say, when the car is working, it is a masterpiece. It is so smooth to drive. The steering is responsive. It's just so buttery and just nice. And what do I think about the 1965 Mustang? I think that the 65 Mustang is great if you get the right version. I know they made a few different variants, and more so what I mean by that is you want to get one that is built correctly. If you get one and someone hasn't taken care of it, or it was poorly built or whatever, and quality was a real issue for older cars, then you're going to have you're just going to have a headache and a nightmare. So it's important to get the most underrated car is the Lamborghini Murcielago SV. Almost. It is very, very underrated. 1965 costs a lot of money. Yes, the 1965 Mustangs cost a lot of money. People love it. What do I think of the Mark IV Supra? Extremely overrated is an understatement. I think that, look, it's cool you can build it out. It was a great drift car, but it is so overrated. People loving their Supras. I've owned a lot of 90s era Toyotas. I even owned a Lexus SC300, which is a Toyota Sora, which was, again, one of their most luxurious cars they ever made in the 90s. Which is one of the most luxurious cars they ever made in the 90s. Even Biggie Smalls had one. He had a Sora, I had a Sora, and in future I'll have to talk about my car history. I've owned 10 cars so far in 3 years or something. So the M4, look, the grille, I did make fun of it in my BMW video. That was kind of playing it up, but It's not bad. I would get it fixed with the aftermarket option, but it's not horrible. Like, there are worse front grills out there. But it's cool that someone said they had a Ford GT. If you had kept that, my friend, you or your brother or whoever owned that would have made a lot of money on it, because yeah, that shit be freaking up in value. SUVs is awful. I'll tell you what else it looks crap on: the 7 Series, the new 7 Series. By the way, I actually filmed with a buddy of my 7 Series. He bought the car for 1,800 bucks. It's a 3-liter V8 that's been straight piped, and I did a video reviewing that. That's going to come out in, I think, a week. It's going to come out in about a week's time. That car was just absolutely bonkers to drive. It didn't work. There was more stuff on that car that was broken than it was working, and that's going to be very exciting. I'm keen for you guys to watch that. I'm keen. Let me know, are you liking, not so much the live, because like I said, this is my first live, but are you liking the vlog style content? I know I've got 1 or 2 videos out at the minute, 2 videos, but I filmed about 6 or 8, I think 6. I've got 6 vlogs edited and ready to go, and I'll be rolling them out every 3 days from this point onwards, just coming out. And this is going to be a video in that series, so this will come out in about 2 weeks time. I've filmed a lot of stuff here. I'm going to take you guys off because I feel like you're a different audience than who started this live. But back here, I've literally got like all of my sleeping supplies: peanuts, Bang Energy, bloody tripods, GoPros and selfie sticks and battery cases, water, all sorts of madness. I also have this lighting, which I think is pretty dope. I've just installed that the other day, and there's going to be a video on that too. You're living because I'm reading your comments. You should upload a Dobre Brothers car collection. Truthfully, I don't know about the Dobre Brothers, so I'm going to have to look who those people are up before I make a video. But yeah. Oh shit, don't fall. Excuse me, I'm going to keep eating because I've not eaten all day. But this is good. I'm glad that you guys are kind of enjoying this. This is such a weird feeling for me because it's like having a conversation, but there's no one here but you guys, and it's funny. Shout out to Nobbies. These guys need to sponsor me ASAP. Golf R or RS3? RS3. All day, every day. All day, every day, man. RS3 is where it's at. That 5-cylinder is a beast. Although I prefer the 5-cylinder in the RS3 in the TT RS. Dobre Brothers are 4 guys who own crazy cars. Cool. But have you guys seen, what is their name? The something collective. What was the fastest car in Pakistan, man? I don't know. You got to tell me. I have no idea what the fastest car in Pakistan is. But I think there's something called like the Triple F Collective. Those guys have an insane collection of cars. And I watched a Stradman video recently where he was hanging out with them. Dude, their cars are off chops. And I was going to do a reaction video to their car collection, but those guys are a little bit boring, just how it is. They're reading out their car collection just off a sheet of paper. By the way, I don't script any of my videos. Everything you see, even the reaction videos, not scripted. I hate scripting. I can't stand it. I like to just turn the camera on and just make shit up on the spot. That's the best way. I do chop and edit a lot, but my videos are never scripted. And if there is something stupid that I'm saying, it is straight out of my mouth and from my brain, like that comment just then. I got a speed tail. Yeah, that was insane. There's one in... I'd actually be curious as to how many Veyrons there are here. By the way, my goal for this channel, make a live about how I prepare my videos. I could do that actually. I could definitely do that. So I'll just kind of explain for now, but that's not a bad idea for a video. What I usually do is I take all these little clips, not obviously the live, but I take all the clips that I film. I usually film like 30-second bits and pieces of stuff of my vlog. Then I just dump it all into Final Cut. And usually to make like a 7 or 10 minute video, I've got 30 minutes of footage. For this 24-hour challenge, I'm probably going to go through about an hour and a half of footage to make a 15-minute video. What did that guy say? What do you think of Manny Koshman's Speedtail color? I like that color. Now, a lot of people got me mistaken with that Manny Koshman video. I like a lot of his cars. I think that he had a really great collection of cars, but I just was not into that brown Huayra, and every single person went absolutely nuts in the comment. What car do I hate the most? Probably the Prius. That's an old enemy of mine, the Toyota Prius. And that's because for the amount of environmental damage it takes to create a Prius, you're actually better off keeping an old car like Fred or like a 90s Toyota or whatever on the road. It does less environmental damage because a Prius, Top Gear went over this, they mine the batteries in Canada, ship it to China, ship it to Europe, ship it to China, then ship it to Japan, and that in itself is just very damaging. Manny also bought a McLaren P1 GTR. Is that the yellow one? I don't watch his videos. And that's again another thing. I didn't watch Manny Koshman videos before making that. I just went, here's his car collection. Boom, threw it on and just literally started riffing to the camera. Yeah, literally. See what I mean? Whoever angry, wormy dude, you're 100%. And it's yellow. It is yellow. I thought it was. I think that's really cool. The P1 is a mint car, by the way. I think that is such a cool car. I think I'm gonna do an hour. We're at 40 minutes, 20 minutes, and then I'm out of here. I hope this has kind of been a little bit entertaining. It's entertaining for me, at least. Yeah. Oh, you wouldn't see it. I was gonna say what I might do is a lap of the car, but there's no way you're gonna see that, so I'm not even gonna bother. Do you guys have any more questions? I'm more than happy to answer them. I'm sitting here the whole time and there's nothing I can do. So, yeah. Zex, that's part of a design language thing. He has to wear gloves when he drives his car. That's ridiculous. Now, the reason the 650 kind of looks like a P1 and they all kind of look similar, it's the design language of it. It's in the same way that, well, Ferrari don't do it that much, but McLaren, twofold. Want to keep their cars looking the same so it all looks like it's part of the same family. And two, it's a lot cheaper for them to use the same bits and pieces if the car is roughly the same dimensions. And I think they even share the same monocoque. So it's a little bit of cost saving, but mostly to keep the look the same. Do I know about the Lamborghini Cala? No, I don't. Cala, whatever it is. I don't. And that is something I'm going to look up when I finish up on this live. Alrighty. I'm pretty much out of ideas. That's true. So, look, and this is the crazy thing. People go nuts for things that are limited. People go nuts for things that were expensive. And the fact that Manny's Huayra is a one of one, is super expensive, and was an Hermes edition, that car will go up in value, whether I like it or not. And that's the other thing people need to also kind of understand. If you like that car, well, not you, but if people like that car, that's cool. I'm not into it. Do I like bikes? I love off-roading. I love, what's the word? Dirt bikes, but road bikes, I don't like getting killed. Same with his Chiron and Speedtail. Facts. His Chiron and Speedtail are definitely going to go up in value. Now, do I like bikes? I love motocross and I love dirt bikes and I love things like that. I would never ride a bike on the street just because as long as there are cars and buses and other things, you're probably going to get squished. And so I'm not about to get squished. The Chiron looks sick. I think his Chiron is so underrated. I think that it is one of the coolest looking Chirons. That cream, if you will, with the pattern under the wing and in the doors and stuff like that. I think that's epic. They've done a bang up job on that. And I think he got to pick the color of that one. I know he didn't get to pick the color of his Hermes edition. Excuse me, of his Hermes edition one. So, yeah. Anyway, it's been about 45 minutes. Hate to love you and leave you. I'm going to go now because I need to film. Do I watch Car Wow drag races? Yes, I do. I love the Car Wow drag races. I've almost watched every single one. I love them. But I'm going to head off now just because my friend's about to arrive. I'm pretty hungry. I could do with a drink and I need to keep filming. But I appreciate you guys for turning up and staying to the end. That is awesome. And I might have to do some lives in future. If this, you know, does well, I'm gonna post this up, and if these if you guys want to see it, I'll do it. I'll make more lives. Also, be sure to comment what kind of content you want to see in the future, and I'm down to make it. So I've got this car all year. I've got tons of content to make. Let me know what you want to see, and I'm down to make it. And yeah, anyway, have a good night or good morning or whatever, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.